Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitcoin Tips. So today we're going to be talking about how you can start mining baby Dogecoin using your Windows 10 or 11 based computer in less than 10 minutes. So if that all sounds interesting to you, I do want to make sure to ask you to stick around through the entire video so that you don't miss out on any of the great tips and tricks I have to help you earn and keep more of the baby Dogecoin that you are out there mining, increasing your holdings faster so that you can make a profit sooner. So, before we dive into the video today, I always do like to start off here on CoinMarketCap, taking a look at what's going on in the markets as a point of reference if you happen to be watching in the future. Now, of course, if you're not interested in this, feel free to skip ahead 1 to 2 minutes and we'll be getting into the video then. But overall, as you can see, we've had a slightly up day in crypto, about 0.44% increase over the last day to a total market cap of 2.36 trillion. We're seeing a little bit of mixed on the day between red and green, but overall these 7-day charts are looking pretty red, with of course the exception of Tron, which is looking pretty good. Now, of course, we are taking a quick look at baby Doge today. So what is baby Doge? Right now, it is sitting at a very, very cheap price here. Right now, there's, tons of zeros there. There's what, 8 zeros and then the price, so pretty cheap there. Now, of course, that's putting it at about 232nd place here on CoinMarketCap by market capitalization, meaning this coin has a ton of potential to go up. Of course, if we look back over the history, just a few months ago, this coin was, significantly higher, and all the way back in 2022, it was much higher than even the all-time high this year. So, even if this coin was to get back to half of this price, or even just back up to this price and completely stop there, there's still a ton of profit to be made, meaning that mining baby Doge right now could be a great decision as you build your holdings while it's cheaper. So how do we go about mining baby Doge? We're going to be using a site called Unminable. Now, if you're not familiar with Unminable, essentially what this site does is it allows you to mine coins that, as you probably guessed, are not traditionally mineable or aren't traditionally GPU mineable, whether their difficulty's too high or something like that. Now, what's really cool about this site is it actually allows you to choose the best algorithm for your hardware. So I know for me, with an RTX 2080, Kapow is the best algorithm for my hardware. Now, if you're not familiar with what's best for you, I would recommend checking out the site whattomine.com. It's a great site that allows you to enter in the hardware that you have in your computer, and it tells you the best algorithm to use at this time. Now, I will say that if you have a relatively new GPU, 20, 30, or 40 series from NVIDIA, chances are Kapow is going to be the best algorithm for you, but I do always recommend checking what to mine just to be sure, so you don't miss out on any profits. But what you're going to want to do is select Get Started with our wizard. This is going to take you into Build the Miner file, and then download everything to get started. So here you can see basic and advanced. I'm going to go with basic. That's good for 99% of people watching. If you do want to specify your region, your server, port, worker name, things like that, feel free to choose advanced. But for today's purpose, I'll be going with basic. Here you can choose if you want to mine with your GPU or CPU. Again, I'm going to be going with GPU, but if you are following along and want to mine with your CPU, feel free to choose this. It'll just give you one algorithm to choose from, but it will still work the same. And here's where you'll choose your algorithm. Again, I'm going with Kapow, but feel free to choose what's best for your hardware. Now here's where you choose the coin. Here on Unminable, they actually offer over 90 different cryptocurrencies to get paid out in. Of course, I'm going to be choosing baby Doge today, but please feel free to choose whatever coin you are most interested in. If you get to this stage and say maybe, Dog with Hat or Slurf, those are more interesting to you, that's perfectly fine. You can still use this tutorial and all of the bonuses and savings that we have for any of the coins here on the site. But of course, I'm going with baby Doge. Now go ahead and enter in your baby Doge address. Please be sure to double and triple check this address. Make sure it is correct, because if you don't enter in the right address, you will not be able to get paid. The site will still work, it will report, and it will mine, but you will not get paid if this address is wrong. As you can see, if I delete that 8, it does give me a call out, but if I replace the 8 with a 9, it says, hey, your address is good to go, it's compliant, you can move on. So, of course, we know that's wrong, so I always like to call that out. Don't just trust the unminable call out here. Go ahead and say next, and you're at the final step before downloading the miner and getting started. Now, I do like to take a second to say I do have a referral code as seen on screen, just Bitcoin-tips with a capital B and a capital T. If you do use this referral code, you will actually save 25% on your mining fee. Here on Unmineable, there is a 1% fee, meaning if you mine 100 baby Doge, you are going to be paying 1 baby Doge to Unmineable, no matter how quickly you mined it or the price of baby Doge. Now, of course, with it being so cheap, you're probably going to be paying quite a bit in that 1%. So using this code will lower the 1% down to 0.75%, meaning you get to keep more of the baby Doge you are mining. And again, this code works with all of the coins here on the site, so please feel free to use it if you'd like. Of course, you can continue without using the referral code, but you will pay that higher fee. So go ahead and say next, and you're at the final step where you download the miner and start mining. Now, I always like to recommend Gminer. It works with both NVIDIA and AMD GPUs, but of course, please feel free to choose whatever miner you're comfortable with. I do like to call out, though, for certain ones like Team Red Miner only supports AMD, and T-Rex on the other side is just an NVIDIA miner. So that's why I like Gminer. It kind of eliminates that possibility of not being supported. But what you'll do is go ahead and download miner files. This will take you to the GitHub where you just download this Windows 64 zip and extract the files. Please make sure to extract the files. This will not work if you don't extract them. Then what you're going to do is come back to Unmineable and select the download.bat file. This is going to download the Windows batch file that basically tells the miner where to send the shares, so telling it to go to the pool here, which then of course pays you out. Now, I do want to take a second to call out here that when you download the miner files and the .bat file, you may get a call out in your browser or even Windows Defender saying, hey, you're downloading an unverified file. Are you sure you want to continue? If you are not comfortable saying yes, simply don't. Unfortunately, there is no workaround. This is a just crypto mining thing in general. It's not an unmineable thing. It's not a baby Doge thing. It's just something that you do have to live with, and I 100% understand if you are not comfortable saying continue, but you would just have to move on to something like faucets or cloud mining. But with that being said, if you are comfortable with it, go ahead, drag and drop that BAT file into the extracted folder here, and go ahead and double click this. Now, as you can see, I did get a Windows Protected Your PC from Windows Defender. Again, you're going to have to say more info and run anyway. If you are not comfortable doing this, select Don't Run. At this point, you can see you are up and mining. It is that simple to get started. We are at about 7 minutes and 54 seconds in the video, and we are up and mining baby Doge. That included an intro with CoinMarketCap, things like that. So very, very cool. Now, just two final things that I like to mention about Unmineable and mining with this pool. When you start the miner, as you can see, everything's good here. There's no errors. I'm receiving shares. It's ramping up. It's still going to take 15 to 30 minutes for the stats to report here on the website. That's completely normal. If you don't see any stats after about an hour, then something may be configured incorrectly, and I would recommend going through the steps again, ensuring you have the right address, things like that. Now, on the other side, when you are ready to be done mining, maybe you want to work on your computer, you want to play some games, just turn it off, whatever that may be, to stop mining, all you have to do is find this CMD window and hit the X. That will close it. As long as it is not down on your taskbar, you are done mining. You might be thinking, of course, that's how you close out any program. Why are we talking about this? Well, with Unmineable, you are actually going to continue seeing your stats and possibly even payments on the website for up to an hour or longer after you stopped the miner. So I have seen some questions in the past that says like, hey, I've closed the miner, but I'm still getting paid. What, like, am I still mining? As long as that is closed, you have stopped mining. I can personally say I've seen payments come in from coins that I've turned the miner off for up to 12 hours afterwards. I wouldn't be too worried. As long as that miner window is closed, you are no longer mining, and you're just getting a little bit of extra payments for shares you had already submitted. So, with all that being said, if you do run into any issues throughout this whole process, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to try and help get you up and running and troubleshoot any issues that may arise. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to Bitcoin Tips to stay up to date on all things crypto. And make sure to like this video and share it with your friends and family so that everybody can start building their holdings of Baby Doge or any of the other 90 plus cryptocurrencies here on Unmineable. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.